Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Construction Industry Council, CIC, I would like to share with you the Hong Kong story of BIM GIS, Common Spatial Data Infrastructure and Smart Cities, Challenges and Opportunities. Our story is unique. We built our foundations on solid ground and we must work smart. Now, CIC is a statutory organization and was formed in the year 2007 under the Construction Industry Ordinance. It is created by the industry and for the industry. The main functions of CIC are to forge consensus on long-term strategic issues, convey the industry's needs and aspirations to the government, provide professional training and registration services, and serve as a communication channel between the government and the construction industry. And CIC has been executing all these duties in facilitating BIM implementation in Hong Kong in a systematic and strategic way since the year 2012. So first of all, let us take a look at where we are at the moment. Use of BIM dates back to the early millennium, around 2002-2003, when some private sector projects applied virtual design and construction, VDC, or later known as BIM, followed by some public sector clients such as Hong Kong Housing Authority in the first decade. These are the early pioneers. And then in 2012, CIC established a task force and started to take a key role to drive the use of BIM in Hong Kong. By the BIM year 2014, CIC launched a year-round of promotion and educational activities and published a report named Roadmap for Strategic Development and Implementation of BIM in Hong Kong's construction industry, which has laid down solid foundations as a blueprint for promotion and adoption of BIM in Hong Kong's industry thereafter. And in 2014, the Development Bureau has identified some 40 pilot projects for BIM adoption. And in 2015, CIC published the first set of BIM standards for Hong Kong. And CIC's Committee on BIM was established in 2017. And all along, CIC has been carrying out a host of measures to expedite BIM adoption in Hong Kong's AECOO industry, meaning architecture, engineering, construction, owner, and operation. We have been implementing strategies for market transformation and promotion, developing BIM standards, and also training programs to build capacity and capability in using BIM in Hong Kong. In 2018, we reached another important milestone when government mandates the use of BIM for government-funded projects of 30 million Hong Kong dollars or above. This has generated a strong demand for BIM adoption in Hong Kong. In 2019, we named as CIC BIM Year with a year round of activities such as launch of BIM certification and accreditation services, established CIC BIM Space, organized the first BIM competition aiming to draw industry attention and encourage collaboration with industry on the wider adoption of BIM. We gathered momentum in the year 2020. We continue to keep our pace. We expanded our BIM certification and accreditation schemes to cover BIM coordinator, organized celebration of BIM achievement to recognize contribution of organizations and practitioners of the industry, launched new edition of updated BIM standards, and also completed a lot of works. And we have reached another milestone, an important one, which is ISO 19650. This will have significant impact and far-reaching implications in the industry. And CIC serves as a BIM solution hub and provides support in 5 key areas. We formulate strategies for market transformation, promote the use and facilitate application of BIM and related technologies under adoption and promotion. Second is training. We build capacity by providing training in BIM knowledge utilization in both BIM operation and project management. Third, about standards and guidelines. We develop BIM standards, specifications, and guidelines for using BIM. Fourth, certification and accreditation. We provide BIM professional registration and accreditation to ensure the standard and quality of BIM practitioners in Hong Kong. The fifth is R&D and funding support. We identify research topics and BIM applications for meeting the criteria of the CITF funding, the Construction Innovation Technology Fund, as well as CIC's own R&D funding. And we have started to conduct a simple survey in adoption of BIM in 2018, and then scientific surveys in 2019 and 2020. Based on the findings, we would identify and prioritize our work on BIM development and education for the industry. We conducted BIM Adoption Survey 2020 during August to October 2020, collecting data to study the adoption situation of BIM in the industry as of 31st of March 2020. We continued to group stakeholders into 7 groups, such as main contractors, subcontractors, in the BIM Adoption Survey in 2019. So from this survey 2020, it is encouraging to see an increase in BIM adoption as there is 4% less BIM laggards. The survey has shown that most of the BIM laggards are the small and medium enterprises in the industry, and in the coming years, we should focus on helping them to advance to BIM adopters and even BIM leaders. So in December 2020, we published a new edition or updated BIM standards, including first, the CIC BIM Standards General with the local annex of ISO 19650, version 2, December 2020. And this standards contains major enhancements to align with the ISO image management principles, workflows, and requirements, also providing Hong Kong local annex. And users will find this version 2 differs substantially when compared to the August 2019 publication, which is a version based on the 2015 first edition. And the 2019 version, named CIC BIM Standards General, will be kept for use by the existing users, while version 2 is targeted for advanced or experienced users and who are considering to connect to the ISO standards. The second important one is the CIC BIM Standards for Architecture and Structural Engineering, also in line with ISO 9650, version 2, December 2020, and this must be read in conjunction with the CIC BIM Standards General. The third is the CIC BIM Dictionary, also in line with ISO 9650. The fourth one is CIC BIM Exchange Information Requirements, EIR template, which is commonly called as BIM specifications, also in line with ISO 9650. And then there's also the CIC BIM Standards for Preparation of Statutory Plan Submissions, December 2020. And this package includes the software-neutral BIM standards and the associated software-specific user guides, software template, sample project models, sample drawings, and BIM object presentation summary. And this chart shows the hierarchy and framework of CIC BIM publications. All BIM standard publications are available on the CIC's BIM portal. Target users of these CIC BIM standards publications are the practitioners in Hong Kong. And in support of government's initiative of developing smart city and also CSDI, the Common Spatial Data Infrastructure, CIC conducted a study in the year 2020 named as the 3D Spatial and BIM Data Use Case Requirements of the Hong Kong Industry, or simply we call it Digital Hong Kong. We aim to accelerate the development of 3D Digital Hong Kong by identifying and collecting different spatial data use case requirements from the local industry. The data includes BIM, GIS, and other kinds of geospatial data. We believe that by studying these user cases, when the industry demands and the current challenges regarding data, the recommendations made in the study can help facilitate data acquisition process so that more data can be assessed, shared, and utilized. The study is steered by the CIC, also with representatives from the Development Bureau, both Works Branch and Planning and Lands Branch, and our joint execution parties, including the Lands Department, Planning Department, and Buildings Department. And we have conducted a webinar on 30th of December 2020 to the public and presented methodology and stakeholder engagement in the study. Also presented the top 10 use case by local construction industry and also the available 3D spatial data and the BIM data of the top 10 use cases to the industry. And you can visit the CIC BIM portal, register, and replay the video of the webinar. To facilitate the industry in BIM submission to the Buildings Department, we have just established a task force on BIM submissions to the Buildings Department. The task force members are currently including regulators and clients who would contribute pilot projects. The task force aims to identify challenges and develop solutions, streamline workflow for BIM submissions, identify training requirements, identify improvements required to BIM standards, and capture lessons learned and prepare guidance notes on the best practice for reference by the industry. And one project has been studied and identified some challenges and workflow issues. And we will take up our work very seriously. By 2018, we saw the need to drive Open BIM in line with global trend. At this juncture, I must mention the Hong Kong Alliance of Built Asset Environment Image Management Associations. In my capacity as chairperson of Committee on BIM from Street Industry Council, we started a dialogue with Building Smart International in December 2018 in Tokyo. In quest for integrating BIM and GIS for planning and design public housing, I was first introduced to use of IFC, that's Open BIM, in 2010 when I was Deputy Director of Housing at that time. And it worked. But it was not until 2018 when I first attended Building Smart International Summit in Tokyo that I met their CEO and their management team. It's an eye-opener. This gave me the impetus to drive Open BIM in Hong Kong. Next, we have the 13-member delegation attending BSI Summit in Düsseldorf and met the chairman and CEO of BSI in March 2019. And we were confident that we should go ahead. So when we came back to Hong Kong and examined the details of joining Building Smart as a chapter, CIC as statutory body discovered that it could not be possible for them to do so. So what do? We got stuck. So our second best option is to get professional bodies to take it up. And then the three professional associations, namely Hong Kong Institute of BIM, Hong Kong Institute of Civil and Building Information Management, and Hong Kong GIS Association, came together in end April 2019. A small delegation attended Building Smart Chapters Conference in Helsinki in June 2019 as we prepared to form the alliance and then applied to be the Hong Kong chapter. So next we formed the alliance, and around 30 delegates from Hong Kong attended international summits in Beijing in October 2019. So we applied to Building Smart International to establish a Hong Kong chapter and succeeded. So announcement was made in Beijing in October 2019. We worked hard, and in early 2021, we have launched Building Smart's Professional Certification Foundation Program in Hong Kong. So slowly and steadily, Open BIM finally comes to Hong Kong. We have reached another important milestone. This program includes the training requirement covering 5 areas of learning outcomes to ensure participants gain a solid ground knowledge in Open BIM, and the program consists of 2 parts, the training and examination. The training can either be classroom-based together with question colloquium, and the qualification exam is an online 25 questions multiple choice test. So get certified, and the name will be shown in the Hong Kong chapters list in the Building Smart International's website. So let's work smart, and let's work together to enable full benefits from digital ways of working in the built assets industry, foster societal collaboration for smarter information management across the built asset environment, and build asset sustainability by accelerating open digital workflows. So let's work together, work smart, and thank you very much for your kind attention.